All right, our very first section, our very first lesson is on variables and expressions. So the first thing we're going to do is write down quite a bit of vocabulary that will be in this section. The first thing is the word variable. A variable is a letter or symbol that can be used to represent a value that can change. So let me give you a few examples of that. The letter A, or the letter X, or the letter Y are all letters that can be used to represent a value. So any letter is typically what you're going to be seeing, but you can also use symbols. An algebraic expression is the second term that we're going to talk about, and it's a mathematical phrase that can include numbers, variables, and operation symbols. The biggest thing is, though, there is no equal sign in the problem. So I'll give you an example. 3x plus 5, that is an algebraic expression. Or just simply 5. 5 can be considered an algebraic expression. It just doesn't have any variables in it. So you can have long algebraic expressions, or you can have very short ones, okay? The next term is constant. A constant is a value that does not change. This is not only an algebraic expression, but it's also a constant. So I would refer to this as a constant more than I would an algebraic expression, but it does fit both. And then a numeric expression may contain only constants and operations, so no variables. So things like 6 plus 3, or 8 times 3, or 7 divided by 2, all of those have constants, but there's operation signs between them. The next thing I want to go into is the different words that you will see for addition. Addition, you could see sum, increase by, more than, total, added to. On the subtraction end, you could see difference, decrease by, minus, less than, subtracted from. The reason why I have this one in red is because it's the one that many people end up missing, because it requires you to flip around what people typically think is the correct answer. We will see that much more closely when we go into some specific problems. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the multiplication and division, and that those words for multiplication would be product times of, twice. Twice just means you're multiplying by 2. You might want to put that in your notes. This means multiply by 2. Quotient is division, and so is divided by. Okay, when we're reading math, I want to make sure that you guys understand there's numerous ways to write multiplying. And so I am showing you that when you're reading 6.5 multiplied by h, you could have 6.5 times h with the symbol times, the cross symbol, or you can have the dot, or you could use any sorts of parentheses or no parentheses at all, and all of those things mean 6.5 is multiplied by h. The next word we're going to discuss a little bit more is quotient, and the reason I want to bring this up is because quotient not only means division, but I want to make sure that you guys know that it also means a fraction. So you could write the quotient of n and 7 in this form right here, n divided by 7. Okay, what we're going to get into is some examples of how to write algebraic expressions in words. I'm going to do a few of these examples, and then I will give you a quick break. So what I'm asking you to do is give two ways of writing an algebraic expression. And in class, we'll probably search for at least another way. If you are having trouble coming up with some of these ways, you can go back to where I wrote down, or where you have in your notes, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. For now, I'm just going to come up with them off the top of my head. You can refer back to your notes. There are more than these correct answers. Feel free to try them on your own first and then check the solution. So the very first one here, I'm going to say that this is the sum, okay, because addition means the sum of x and 5. That would be one way of writing this. Another way of writing this would be 5 more than a number x. Now, some of you are like, well, why is 5 come first? The more than and less than terms have the constant and the variable or the order that is up here flip-flopped around, because you're actually saying it's 5 more than the first term. Why don't you take a quick break on this and we'll get into some more examples in the next video.